Okay, today is February 4th, in the year 2022. The time is 6:10 p.m. With this meeting of the Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS Budget Committee come to order. And we are conducting a public hearing tonight on the budget. So we'll open that budget hearing. Yeah, budget hearing. Public hearing. Now, do we have anybody that has a question or we comment on the budget? Okay.
What's the game plan? Are you going to go through each category? No. Okay. I do have a question.
You go right ahead, Paul.
It's with respect to the new command vehicle for the people, and I recall it being around $53,000. And what I'd like to know is did the budget committee review or look for suitable alternatives that are less expensive? Something instead of a four-wheel drive expedition, some other vehicle that is suitable for the purpose that's less expensive.
The direct answer to that question is no, we did not. It was brought up, and it's my personal feeling that that should have been done before it got to us. I mean, the reality of it is that although we now have two command vehicles, we got there kind of by default by buying a new one. I don't believe, and I've never believed, that we need two fully equipped command vehicles. As it's a very credible argument that those vehicles are more transportation than anything else.
Yeah, more what?
Transportation. I mean, you can probably count maybe on one hand, but definitely two, the times it's actually engaged as a command vehicle. I think it should have been looked at. I mean, Chief is out of town as much as he's in because of his duties as chief outside the area. And the deputy is 8 hours a day, so 16 hours a day. His is going to be out of town on at least a delayed response. Although I think Chief needs a vehicle, I personally don't think it needs to be a command vehicle. And again, although for the money, is it 54,000, 55,000?
53,984.
So, I mean, for the money, I don't see that as a lot of money for a fully equipped command vehicle. Belmont's got one on their warrant for 75,000. So the answer to the question is no, we didn't look for another vehicle. I don't know that it was our place to do that.
Right.
Okay, so this is you're questioning the warrant article.
No, it's the money in the budget.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Isn't it warrant article 15, see if the district will vote to raise and appropriate sum of $53,900.
Yeah, but it's in the apparatus fund budget as well.
I'm sorry, Catherine, it's in the special warrant articles.
Yeah, it's article 15, new car 3, right?
Yeah.
It's not in the budget.
It should be in the
It
apparatus.
is in the apparatus. It is in the budget.
Well, we had this discussion of how it can be in two places.
It's not in the, well, it's
It's not
printed
in
in the
any-
budget,
it's-
but it's not actually in the budget.
It's not in the
in
budget,
the-
but it shows up in the
Yeah, it's
budget.
shown in the apparatus and equipment fund.
Yes,
But it's a warrant article.
right, but it shows on page 6 of 11 of the
Right.
budget as a warrant article.
Yeah, that part makes me kind of crazy. So this is really a question for the commissioners or the chief.
Well, his question was, did we look somewhere else?
Well, it was kind of a
You can ask them
universal
when it's their
weird.
turn.
Can I throw a different question out, and if it's not the appropriate time, just tell me.
No, ask it away, but what is the question pertaining to a warrant article or an item in the budget?
That's a good question, because this budget is so difficult for me to grasp.
You're looking at the MS 737, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
so it pertains to the payment to the Tilton Northfield Aqueduct. Is that in the budget or is that in warrant articles?
That's
That's
a warrant
There is
article.
no money in the budget for that.
Okay, all right, I'll hold my question then.
If you ask your question, you go ahead and we'll get it answered if we can.
Is it pressurized hydrant question?
No, the payment, the potential payment to Tilton Northfield Aqueduct for pressurized hydrant.
It's Article 13. To see if the district will vote to authorize the commissioners to enter into a 5-year agreement beginning January 1st, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2026, in the amount of $500,000 for the purpose of providing pressurized hydrant services necessary for fire suppression, and raise and appropriate the annual cost of $100,000 for this year. The article is recommended by the Board of Commissioners, is not recommended by the Budget Committee. So you go ahead and ask your question.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. What I'd like to know is, previously we had been paying $125,000 a year, and that was under a contract, and we could never really put our finger on where that number came from. How did we come to that number? And
Go ahead.
And the best I could figure was it was a number that was thrown to the commissioners, to the fire district by Tilton Northfield Aqueduct, okay?
Well, we have 2 of our commissioners here. Do they want to?
Well, I
Answer that.
haven't really got to my question yet. My
Oh.
question is we were paying $125 last year at the district meeting. We decided not to pay anything, okay? And now we're in this budget where we determined that $100,000 is the value of those hydrants. And what I'd like to know is, where did that number come from? Is it just an arbitrary number? Is it X number of dollars per hydrant? Is it X number of dollars per cubic foot of water? Where did the number come from?
I think that's a commissioner question.
Yes, I do too. Commissioners?
It'd probably be better asked. You having a public hearing on the warrant?
Right after.
Right after, right?
And I'm perfectly willing to wait.
Well, we don't have anybody asking questions on the budget. We only have Paul. So.
Okay.
Well, you might have something else. We got standing room only here.
I mean, we can close our public hearing because we don't have anybody here. Unless you guys want to hang out.
Anybody want pizza? No
Pardon?
pizza?
You treating? Kevin?
I have a question with regards to legal expenses. So I assume that there's $30,000 both from the commissioners and the budget committee. I assume a good portion of that will be utilized in the battle over the pressurized hydrants.
That was the
30,000?
explanation that we got as well.
Because typically we don't spend any money on lawyers.
Yeah, that was what we were told.
And is that an adequate, or how did we determine that was an adequate number?
Now that's a commissioner's question. The polls are only public.
What's that?
Who came to visit us?
We're getting ready to close our public hearing so the commissioners can have theirs, because the questions now are really on the warrant, the commissioners' questions. So,
Can I just throw a general question out?
yes, absolutely.
So since this document doesn't show what the chief asked for, can you summarize the major differences between what the chief asked for and what the budget committee recommended? Please.
There are definitely differences. It would take a while for us to go through that and do that. Could we provide you with a copy?
That would be great.
Well, I would say that there was a bigger delta between what the chief asked for and what the commissioners went with than the delta between the commissioners and us.
Mhm.
A lot of things just went right on through, 4-2, 4-3 vote. We didn't get a lot of traction down off of the commissioner's number.
Mhm.
But I think the commissioners did sharpen their pencil on some stuff that the chief was, so by the time we got it, I think it was a little more refined already.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The chief had asked for $2,861 and $800,608. Let me try this again. $2,861,316. The commissioners pared it down to $2,817, $870,520, and that was the difference between. And then the budget committee had theirs.
So 44,000.
Yeah, 44,000.
And what was the difference between the commissioners and the budget committee?
Oh, wow.
They went up 400.
Yes, roughly. The budget committee's final budget was $2,817,902. So, yeah, they increased it a
I think
little
we went
bit.
up on one line, something was missed in the math.
About $400.
Yeah.
Here was dash for the one.
I did by myself, I don't know.
Wasn't that for the internet, chief?
Yes.
Yes.
We went to Long Dollar to get the technology,
Which,
and believe it or not, that was me.
Yes, it was.
So that was a $400 difference, is that?
Yes,
your tab?
roughly.
Okay, all right. Okay, good, thank you.
At this time, unless you have any more questions pertaining specifically to the budget poll, I want to close this public hearing so we can move on.
Thank you.
So, what is it? 7:23?
6:22.
Oh, 6:23, sorry. I didn't wear my glasses for a while, because I'm trying to get used to
So
my
I'm-
over again.
Kevin?
I'm gonna close this public hearing.
Okay. Would you turn the recorder off, please, Kevin? And we'll,
Vote on the number, don't we?
We already voted on it, we haven't changed it. We haven't changed this budget.
Correct.
So my question to you all is, does anybody want to change the budget? Are you happy with our vote on the budget? The budget committee can review. Everybody good?
No, I would, but we don't have the vote to do it, so no.
Okay. All right, so we have minutes from our last meeting.
yes.
Has everyone had a chance to review them? Are there any changes anyone needs to make? Corrections?
That was the 13th, right? I'm gonna move to accept the minutes of the meeting of January 13th, 2022.
Second that.
Okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor of the motion on the table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Just one.
Aye.
Me?
I hear two abstentions? Okay. All right. Just a little bit of housekeeping now. At the district meeting, and I'm sorry, I don't remember, do we hand out for the public, do we give them
You
a
give them
copy of
that.
this or a copy of the budget?
The copy in your left hand.
This one?
Yes.
That's it. Your left.
This is my left hand. I don't need my glasses.
That's been a couple of years now because Excel failed us at one particular moment, at one meeting.
Well, this is usually more detailed for people.
Right.
How does the budget?
So are all the meetings that we held leading up to this
Well, I know.
in public. as they
So
were.
what would the budget committee like them to receive.
I would lean towards your right hand.
Because that's kind of what Paul was
Exactly.
trying to unpack.
I mean, I think Paul would like to have one of those before today, right?
So, does everybody agree? This is now in both hands. That this is what we
I
provide?
agree, if that mirrors the MS 737. Great.
Well, it's
Those
more
are-
detailed than
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The MS
Numbers are the same.
37 lumps everything into categories, so it's not
One
as
year.
detailed as this.
We had 1 year where we had a flaw somewhere.
Oh, I remember
We
that.
almost swung for it.
We were in the high school,
Yeah.
middle school.
Really,
That was horrible.
All right, so Kathy, can we make sure that this is what we provide
All right,
available for them?
all right.
And I will copy this for you. It's going to have some of my notes in it, but
Thank
I
you.
don't mind giving that to you, Paul.
Thank you.
All right, any other business?
Could I just say one thing before we close the meeting?
Of course you can.
Okay. I'd like to personally thank every one of you for the time that you guys put into this and the effort that you put into it. It's a terrible time of year to do it through the holiday season, and your work is very much appreciated by me, and I hope certainly by the rest of the district. So thank each and every one of you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Paul. Anyone else? All right. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor? Let's go. We're good, we're done.
All right, did you shut the recorder off?
No.